Hi, Lou Pulsfer here to talk about what I use Twitter for. And I'm doing that for the benefit of people who are game designers or other creators who might wonder why bother with Twitter. So, obviously, whether you bother with Twitter depends partly on your job, partly on your objectives. So, I'm a retired college teacher, and I'm still interested in teaching to some extent. I've designed many published games. I create audiovisual courses online. I have a free game design channel on YouTube. I've written one book about game design and working on more. So I have several reasons for using Twitter. The first is for inspiration or ideas. I do two videos a week from the game design channel, 2 Worlds of Design columns every month for enworld.org. So sometimes tweets give me inspiration for a new video or column. When you do 26 plus columns a year and 50 or so videos, inspiration is welcome. And it can work for games and books too. Another value of Twitter is quotes. Twitter posts provide lots of quotable phrases. Some are from the past, like a quote from Teddy Roosevelt, and some are from the posters themselves. I often later distribute these via Twitter, which is an alternative to a straight retweet, but I do sometimes do a retweet. More important, I use them in articles and books. Another reason which has come to the fore recently is self-expression. I used Twitter to express my point of view during the past election. It's sometimes better than Facebook for that purpose. Nowadays I'm trying to hold back, despite the continuing self-destruction of one of our major political parties, because people are tired of hearing about politics. Twitter provides me a way to provide references for my followers. If I read something online that I think will interest my followers, then I'll tweet the title and the URL. I'm trying to be useful to them. If you want to have followers, you've got to be useful in some way. At least I think so. And then we have self-promotion. This is the obvious reason for a game author and designer, and maybe it's the reason I got onto Twitter, but it's not something I do often. I try not to push things, so I tend to retweet someone else's reference to one of my works rather than talk about it myself. In fact, I don't do enough references to my own works on Twitter. I should be tweeting every single column, every single video, and I don't. But that's my problem. And finally, we get reading references. There's so much information out there, especially online, that no one can keep track of it all. So I rely partly on Twitter posts to lead me to worthwhile reading. And I have to say, Twitter works somewhat better now that the number of characters has been doubled to 240 from 120, 180, whatever it was. I think it was doubled. Thanks for listening.